Hey, hi, can you
Hey,
hear
how's it
me?
going? How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are
Good.
you?
You look fine. You look a little sleepy, but you look fine.
Yeah, that's all. I was just trying to get out of my sleepy head. That's all. Like my
What
depressed
what's
shit. So
what city do you live in?
I studied in Bangalore, but I've lived in Gurgaon like for most of my life.
Okay. How far is that from Bangalore? Bangalore.
Yeah, I spent 4 years there. So I mean, of course, like I have a great relationship with that city. It was beautiful. I
I love
studied
it.
there. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, all my friends are in engineering school. There right now. My team, they're all in like their last year of engineering school. So, computer
that's cool.
engineering.
I just don't have many engineering friends. I'm a creative, so we don't
Yeah.
necessarily. Yeah,
Yeah. My friend, yeah, they're awesome. I love them. I love the culture. I got to know them for like a year. It was during COVID. We zoomed. I guess it was really strict. It was strict here, but I guess it was really strict there. For
yeah,
and basically for like the whole year, we just became like best friends. It was crazy. I hung out with them every single day, and they taught me about like I don't know. They would like I could tell they were like googling when I would do sling work. It was just like they're just like I love them. I love them so much. It was Tyrone, Rosh. I love all of them. Sean. But yeah, they're so busy they can't work right now because I guess it's a lot of pressure for
right. I mean, like the country's opened up, so everything is just sort of come down pouring.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
everybody's damn busy. So it's all good. Like I mean,
Okay. Well, real quick,
yeah,
just about me, I'll show you really quick like what let's see what I'm about. So I started a little company like a year and a half ago, and I got really lucky and got a few really good big clients.
mhm.
And so we did so right now, for instance, we did this for space. This is one of the things that we did for space.
Question.
Actually, no, hang on real quick.
Would you
This is
build a
us.
website for a major brand with more than
This is all of our.
200
If you ever want
million
to check out our
users
videos, by the
using
way, right
webs?
here. This is
Well,
this
we
is
did.
stuff that we did. We did a lot of 3D work. Right here. This is
So
what we did.
yeah, I
Okay, cool. This is what we did for space, the company that we're gonna be doing this for. And
right.
and this is how we ended up. It's just he really liked our work, and he really liked the way that I ran things, I guess. So he really wants me. He just kind of approached me, and he wants basically for his. I mean, if you have you heard of them before, Space?
No, not really. No,
Okay, well
I'm
they're
I'm
pretty
very I'm fairly new to the whole NFT space, so I'm still learning, figuring out my stepping right now. Yeah,
very cool. Yeah, these are supposed to be NFTs, by the way. So basically,
right.
space is an environment where that's me.
Oh,
space
that's it.
space is an environment where you can meet up with friends and go shopping in real life. It's supposed to be realistic, like a real world. And it's not supposed to be so fantasy. Like he actually wants to be away from fantasy.
Okay.
He wants it a little fantasy. That's why he said, I don't even know what that's even called. But do you see where I text you to describe what it's supposed to be like? It's called those are his words exactly. Can you look on our conversation? I said that it needs to be
Yeah. I think I get the word that you're talking about.
yeah,
One
realism
sec.
with a splash of
Hyperrealism with a
yeah,
splash of the Murakami
yeah,
collab.
absolutely. Do you know now when I did some research, I thought the best bet would be like the pictures I showed you, that one artist that does all the space, the one that you know, he's awesome. What are your thoughts on
Yeah,
that? Like, yeah.
do you mind if I vape, by the way? Like, is that cool with you?
If you what?
If I vape, is that okay with you?
If you wait, oh, I'm vaping. No, cool. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool, cool,
Okay,
cool.
cool.
So yeah, like Pascal Blanche's work is pretty cool. Like I think the thing that's separates his work from other artists is the way that he colors them. He uses lighting and all of that. I
Exactly.
personally don't think that like lighting, apart from the deliverables of creating the final illustrations, is going to be all that important because I don't think lighting is needed in the 3D modeling part of it.
See,
Is it?
I see it as colors more. I see it more as colors
Right, of course,
because
yeah.
the reason that I'm relating both of them so much together is because when he says that he wants it to be hyper realism, right? But then you see a box like this, and then you look up what the touch of what was it called again, Murigami, or what's it called, Murakami, or whatever.
Yeah, Murakami.
When you look at that style, it's the
Yeah,
colors. It's like great. It's like kind of bright colors, like his work,
right,
like this. So that's what I'm
right,
more thinking of when he says he wants a splash of that. I think that's what I keep thinking is he wants hyper realism like this, maybe with like a splash of You know, like see how bright the turquoises are here, like you know, the bright colors. Like see how they use the colors in here versus like a like I don't know, like a just like a regular green. It's really neon like. I think that's what he's going for, more neon. But like I said, we can present. When I get into something, I talk kind of fast. By the way, let me know. I've been working on it for a long time, but
No, it's not an issue. I'm
so
following you.
basically, we're going to present him anyways. There's no sweat because we're going to present him with a few concepts anyways. Just so if we say, you know what, if you don't like this concept, now what we're going to do is we realized, and I already ran this by him, and he agrees. My idea in the beginning was to create it's me 4 astronauts. He at first wanted 2 boys and 2 girls, and I was like, what are we going to do? Like have helmets and like stick the hair underneath? I was like, with this day and age, it's just not going to work like that, and I would hate that, you know. And because he's just throwing out his ideas, and he expects us. He's not a very creative person. That is,
of course.
Yeah. So he basically, so what I was thinking was, I was like, you know what, maybe we can have, because he only wanted 1 to begin with, one character. And I was like, no, people want to be able to feel like they can relate to something and be like, okay, I picked this one. So we decided that I think that we should make the spacesuits different like this, and the helmets different. The original idea was to have having matching spacesuits, and then the character be defined by the helmet.
Right, of course. I mean, the character's identity then sort of is the onus of character's identity is put on the costume or the appearance of that character instead of like their identity as such, you know. Like you can really play around. Like there's this game called Apex Legends. There's a lot of like interesting characters in that game as well. Like, you know, every character has like as an inspiration, or like using just elements of having a multitude of characters, put them in the same universe, have like one sort of treatment tying them all together.
I made this yesterday to show like what not to do. Pretty much. Yeah. So you know what I mean? This was pretty much what I did yesterday, just in Photoshop, just messing around, pretty much like this is like the helmet's cool, because this is what I'm trying. We don't want it to look like a Power Ranger though. You know, we want it to look like, that's where it's going to be tricky, is we want it to look maybe cyberpunk, or not cyberpunk, steampunk, maybe. I'm thinking a little
steampunk, yeah.
Maybe steampunk style is that's what I'm going with, is what I think would be the best thing to do, because I mean, people that are in metaverses love that kind of thing anyways. But like I said, this is a realistic metaverse. This isn't a fantasy metaverse. It's a realism. It's a realistic metaverse. So I know he wants to veer away from the characters. And by the way, there's also going to be this in the end of it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to end up making one of these for him. Where is it? Right here. I made this actually with my team to present NFTs. So we're going to do the exact same thing for the characters, each 4 of them.
A phone plan?
But what we agreed is Battis thinks that instead of it being in this glass thing, like I'm about to show you, he wants, see this? This is what, he wants characters like this for the reveal. Something like that.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah, understood.
Which obviously, you know, that's not gonna be your, I mean, the 3D part, I'll handle all that, but I want you to work closely. I think that what's gonna be best is I'm gonna have to find the sculptor, because I think it's best if you work closely with the sculptor, because I know some sculptors that you can just sketch something out literally on a napkin. A lot of designs have been done on like a napkin, and then the sculptor will take it and then they form it. You know what I mean? My point being that you don't need to make something super, you know, realistic like this, because this is going to be a product. You know what I mean? So that's why I want you to work closely with the sculptor together. You know what I mean? To be like, okay, I want because I mean, this is your design. Okay, all that the sculptor's doing is taking your idea and your design and just making it into, you know, it's your show when it comes to that. You make the decisions when it comes to that. So my point being, I would rather you work closely with the sculptor instead of making the designs, and then the sculptor comes in and goes, okay, well, do you know what I mean? Just so you can be like,
I get it. I get it. Like basically what's happening is that I've worked with like 3D artists before, and what's essentially going to happen is that I give them an idea. They tell me what's possible, what's not possible. I adjust the idea. I sort of do whatever changes required, adjust around those the feedback that the artist has shared, and then we have a tangible product essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a problem. Like I've worked with like many creatives before, so
for manufacturing, for specifically manufacturing.
No, not, of course, not specifically this brand.
It's a little bit. Well, it's a little bit different because it has to do with CAD. Do you know what CAD is?
Yeah, I know CAD.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to use it. I know of CAD. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. See, I'm a web developer and I'm an animator. So I don't, and that's what projects I run. I mean, I'm not, I'm not, the process, I'm not saying that I'm incompetent because I know how to run this. I know how to do this. But my point being that this is the first product of actual physical product that I've actually launched through like manufacturing. And basically the stuff that I've been looking up is it's just a little bit, it's just pretty much the same thing, except when it comes to the CAD and having to make, the reason it's different is because I can make a character and stick it on a website and it's going to be whatever I want, right? But when it comes to actually having to print to the mountain factory, it's a little bit different. So that's what I'm saying. We need to also keep that in mind too. And he wants us to even come up with the dimensions and things too. If you're okay with that, if you want to do the whole design from the dimensions and the sides and all that too, I told him we could have another meeting after, because what's going to happen is we're going to present him with the designs and he's going to pick the 4 that he likes. Okay. And then from there, then we're going to decide, then we're going to get the sculptor to come in and then you're going to work with them. And then that's when we're going to talk with Battis. Battis is the owner. And we're going to work with him and decide, okay, how, are you okay with the dolls being 5-inch arms? I mean, even maybe down to the material. And if you can't tell this, and also what we wanted to do was make a number, like certain paintings that are collectibles have an individual number, a unique number to that painting. So,
right.
If you have a special painting, there's going to be a unique number to it. So we want to do the same thing with these dolls to give the consumer and the user more of like a collectible feel. Like, okay, well, my doll has number 5 on the bottom of the foot. This is the 5th one, and there's only one that ever exists in the whole world. You know what I mean? Like to make it unique to itself. You know what I mean? Because these are going to be pretty expensive. I mean, look at the box itself. This is an expensive box.
Okay, I have an idea that I would like to pitch in it right at this moment.
Can you share?
What if
you want to show me?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that I need to share as such. Yes. I was thinking, like, we're anyway, like, the client that you're speaking with, you're pitching them this project as like a collectible sort of a thing. Like, hey, we want to create this from the ground up, and then whenever we release this, whenever we drop it, we're going to give people collectibles. I was thinking, since we're already going to be iterating so much, like creating characters, poses, stuff like that, it could be very, very cool to make a dramatic, stylized sort of a poster a part of this drop. Like right now, yeah, like a poster or something. Because I mean, think about it. Like if it's a really well done paint or an artwork poster of the character that they're buying.
Well, absolutely, but that's at the end. I completely agree with you. I think that's a fantastic idea. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, though. I'm totally okay with something like that, but we need the characters first. And this is a really hard task because, unfortunately, I had to let go of the last person that I chose just because the last few days she was an illustrator. She's not a designer. There's a difference between an illustrator and a designer. You know, it's like it's somebody's. I need a product. And this is a big deal. This can also further your career as well, obviously, because this is going to be something that, you can say, what, I created this product that's in the hands of all these people. And like, you know what I mean? A special, my point being that this has to go well. This project has to go well. This project could either break my company or make my company. You know what I mean? So it's really vital that I don't fuck this up. Okay. So this cannot
definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So my point being that, I really loved your paintings because I love the emotion behind it. I can already tell that you were emotional kind of person. I was an emo kid. I'm 32 now, dude, but I remember I was totally an emo kid back in the day. Like I love it. You know what I mean? I love the screamo shit and all that. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Okay, so I'm a little bit ahead of you then. So do you like Bring Me the Horizon and shit like that, or who?
No, like I mean, I am not a big rock person, but I do enjoy all kinds of music. I just like
what are you into right now?
a lot of like new